Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Bostic coming at you with another Harley CTLA tutorial. Today we are going to be working with Illustrator, doing a little bit of our Zen Pen 7. Alright, this is our final Zen Pen that we're doing, and we're going to make this happen. Remember, folks, that I gave you a file. I probably still have it on here somewhere. There it is. Our pen tool thought process and our remember tips. All right. Remember, guys, you're using steps 1, 2, and 3, and you're just doing them over and over and over and over again. If one doesn't apply, you skip it. Okay. So, step 1, where does my anchor point go? Where are we going to start it? First, I'm going to go ahead and grab my pen tool, set my fill to none. Anchor point starts here. Now, after that, step 2 is the line coming into the anchor point straight or curved? Line coming into this anchor point is not there, doesn't exist, so we can skip that. Step 3 is the line coming out of the anchor point straight or curved. From this anchor point, the line coming out is straight. So if it's straight, we're just going to click and release. Boom. Alright. Then you go back to step 1. There is no step 4. Step 1 is, where's my next anchor point? We always put our next anchor point where our line changes direction. So this line is a straight line, so we're going to go into the changes right here. There we go. You don't click, you just find out where it is. Second step, the line coming into the anchor point, is it straight or curved? This one's straight, so you click and release. The line coming out of the anchor point, is it straight or curved? It is straight. Therefore, we want to make sure we don't have a handle for this spot, and we don't, so we're good. Next anchor point, right here. Line coming in is straight. Click and release. Line coming out is straight. We're good. All right, that's going to work for all these points up to here, straight lines. Now, when you get here, this is where things are going to change up a little bit. Let's zoom in. So here, the line coming into this, well, where's our next anchor point? Right here, line changes direction. Step 2, line coming into the anchor point is straight, so I'm going to click and release. All right, line coming out of this anchor point is curved, so I need to make sure I have a handle here. So I'm gonna come back to this anchor point, click and hold, drag the direction my line is going. There we go. Next anchor point, where does it go? Look for your ovals. If this was an oval, it will come up here and have to come back around. So your next anchor point is going to be somewhere up in here. So you can click it. You know that it's going to be here. The line coming into this anchor point is curved. That means I'm going to click and drag. And when I drag, I'm now looking at the back side, and there's my line. Alright, the line coming out of this anchor point, is it straight or curved? It's curved, therefore you must have a handle. Alright, where's my next anchor point gonna go? Think about an oval. Right here, okay? So I'm coming off right around somewhere here. So I'm gonna click the line coming in is curved. That means I need to click and drag. Now, you don't have to drag very far as long as you have a handle. Alright, now it's not perfect. I can come back and fix it. I don't really care. Move on. The line coming out of the anchor point is curved, so I know I need to have a handle. Here's my handle there, so I'm good. Where's my next anchor point going to go? Think of ovals. If this is an oval, it's going to come back somewhere up in here. Alright, so I'm going to click here. The line coming into this point is curved, so I click and drag. Alright, that's not right. I don't worry about it. I can come back later. The line coming out of this anchor point is curved, and I have a handle, so I'm good. Next anchor point is gonna go, oval somewhere around up in here. Okay, so I click. The line coming into this point is curved, so I'm gonna drag. All right. The line coming out of this anchor point is curved. All right, so I need to make sure I have a handle. I do. Where's my next anchor point gonna go? Think about your ovals. You got a spot right here, and you can actually kind of see it kind of kicks right here. So the line coming in is curved, so I'm going to click and drag. Now I could drag. This is where the rules can be broken, the tips. So normally I would drag the direction my line is going, but this time, instead of doing that, I'm going to drag to make the back look sort of right. Okay, and Now the line coming out is straight, right? Yep. So that means I don't need a handle. How do I get rid of it? Go back to my last anchor point, click it. It's gone. All right. I can go straight through. Bam, I got a straight line. Line coming out straight. I'm sorry, line going in is straight. Line coming out is curved. So I need a handle. All right. Next anchor point, line changes directions right here. Line coming in is curved, so I need to click and drag. Now, I could drag the direction I want it to go, hold my Option key and change the direction. All right, I could do that, or I'm going to undo all that. I could click and drag to make the backside right, then hold Option and just change the direction of my first curve. All right, boom, here we go. All right. My lines are not coming out perfectly right, but that is okay. The line coming into this point is curved, so I'm going to click and drag. Okay. The line coming out of this point is straight, so I don't want this handle. Go back to the last point, click on it. All right. Oopsie, I didn't click on it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to continue on this a little bit, and I'll pick back up with you in just a minute. All right. Here's another spot. We've brought this all around up through there. So now, where's our next anchor point go? Right here. The line coming in is straight, so I'm going to click and release. The line coming out is curved, so I'm going to go back to that point, click and drag. Notice it's the exact same 3 steps over and over again. All right. So the line coming out is curved, so I need a handle. Where's my next anchor point go? If I follow this around, I think oval is going to change on me somewhere right around in here. So I can click, hold, and drag. Okay, that's not right. Don't really care right now. If I did want to change it, hold my Option key, grab this, and just go ahead and start pulling that out. And we can make this do pretty much what we want it to do. Alright, it just comes down to modifying our lines a little bit. Boom, there it is, close enough. Alright. Line coming out is curved, so we have a handle. Can't see it right now, but it's there from the last time we drug it. Next anchor point, ovals right here. We're going to click, drag the direction we want to go. Alright. And so on and so forth. So this one, our line changes direction here. We're going to click and drag. Now I'm going to drag to make the backside look right. And then I'm going to hold Option and change the angle of my line. Here it comes up, it's going to change direction right here. Click and drag. Alright. Option, change the direction of my curve. An oval, probably going to change somewhere around here. Okay. It's not exactly right. It's okay to me. From here, you kind of have this spot here. If I click it, straight could work, but yeah, straight could work. And then hold my Option key, and I need to, if it's straight, then I need to get rid of this anchor point and make it straight. Might actually be straight, so I'll come back in here and do that and get that nice and rolled on there. Alright. Remember, sometimes you have to do whatever you got to do to make it work. Line coming in is straight, click and release. Line coming out is curved, click, drag. Alright, I'm going to pause it, go ahead and move on in this. Alright folks, what I want you to see now is just like we did in exercise 5, how it taught you that your shape will not always come out looking correct the first time. I'm working through this, and some of this is looking pretty darn good. Alright, when I start getting up into here, some of my stuff isn't going to work exactly. That's okay. Keep going. Alright, here I might need to do a little bit of that. Alright, here I might pull that out to there. And notice it's not exactly right, but that's okay. I can come back later and get that kind of stuff figured out. The line coming into this part is curved, so I'm going to click and drag. The line coming out of this is straight, so I'm going to click and release on that to get rid of the handle. Come here, click and release. This has a slight little dip in it, so I'll go ahead and pull that. Think of ovals. If this is an oval, where does it come back around? It's going to be somewhere right around in here. Click and drag. Okay. Next one, oval, nice sweeping. So it's gonna come around here. So your next point is probably gonna be somewhere right around here. All right. We got here line coming out as curve, so you need that handle. It's a big curve, so we're gonna come here and drag that out. Now, I can grab my Option key and go ahead and try to make this a little bit bigger and better. Alright, but I don't worry about it too much. Now, as I'm going around this, I might start to notice that, hey, I can't really make this work out the way I want it to. Okay, problem is with these handles, it's not really going exactly where I want it. Remember, one of your tips is pay attention to your cursor. It will tell you what is going to happen. I need to do something to make this line come out here. Now, my handles aren't making it do it. So what else do I have? What other option do I have to force this line to go somewhere? Remember that your line always starts at an anchor point. It looks for the tip of the first handle. Then it looks for or goes to the tip of the second handle, then ends at an anchor point. So a line always runs through an anchor point. So if my line isn't going where I want it, if I just so happen to have another anchor point on here, I could move that anchor point and put it where I want it, and this line will be forced to go through that anchor point. So as I'm working on here and I put my cursor on my line, you'll notice right next to my cursor, whenever I put it on the line, I will get a little plus symbol. That means I can add an anchor point. So if I click here, boom, I've now added an anchor point. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to continue going on. And I've got this here. It's going to change probably somewhere around here. There it is there. I can go in and modify this kind of thing I got going on here. Alright, so you play with that, get it how you want it, okay, and you just continue on. I'm going to continue and catch up with you in a minute. Alright folks, so this is basically more of the same stuff over and over and over again. So, you're looking at your line, you're figuring out where's your next anchor point, and you're saying, is my line coming in straight or curved? And you're looking at your line and you're making your points based on your lines and where they're changing. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys do that, and I think you're all smart enough and talented enough that you can figure this 3-step process out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assume that you've gone through here and finished it, and when you're done, you now have something kind of like this. Now, you're looking at this and you're like, Mr. Bostic, you got a lot of red showing. You're right, I do. Now is when we go to our direct selection tool, and we're going to go in and fix those areas. So with that, you're going to come in here and you're going to say, okay, well, this isn't right. Remember that this handle controls about half the line. This handle controls the other half. So if this part is down here, you need to move this black line this direction. So move your handle that direction. And when you do, you play around and you get it where it is. This line needs to go down. So bring this down the same direction, and there you go. Okay, like this area here, this is where we added, I thought this is where we added, nope, over here is where we added this extra anchor point. So with direct selection tool, we can take that anchor point and move it. Alright, so now our line is automatically a lot closer to where it needs to be. Now I'm not holding option, so I'm not breaking my handles, because whenever you break them, you will end up with a little nick. I call it a pooch. It's kind of where, like, this is a pooch. If you change the angle of your handles, if they're not facing the same direction, even slightly, you'll get a pooch. If I was to take this would be about straight. Even if I do it like that, you'll notice you have kind of a little pooch here. Alright, it's very small, but it's there. Alright. So even with this, all you're doing is modifying your lines to make it do what you want it to do. Okay? So all I'm asking is that you take time to hone your craft and make this show that you're giving it everything you got to make it as perfect as possible. Alright, students, remember, not looking for perfection. You are mostly all beginners. However, I am looking for you to show me that you are willing to put in the effort to try to make this right. Okay, so take your time, play with your lines. Sometimes you may need to add anchor points, sometimes you may not. If you need to add an anchor point and you're already in your direct selection tool, your pen tool, if you click and hold, you have an add anchor point tool. You could add an anchor point to a line, alright, and then use that anchor point to manipulate that line and make it do what you want it to do. Alright, the key is, though, you don't want to add too many anchor points. The more anchor points you have, the less smooth your line is going to be. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Bostic signing off. You guys have a great time getting this done, and I will see you next time.